issues.
Everybody respected that because it was coming from the president.
Theory behind it, the way the people took the battle in their hands.
Some civil servant retired without a roof over his age.
The cause.
If we cannot trust you, then you cannot take the ticket of this country. Who cannot be divulged from those who cause the crime. Honestly.
The passion.
You must have national spread. So where is it?
Why are you so concerned about that? He said money was...
I never...
No.
The platform is always the same.
Insight on Citizen FM 93.7.
The source is constant.
My name is Lawrence Omoite.
There is always an opportunity.
Tomorrow Insight returns with another interesting...
Insight with Lawrence Omoite on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. Be part of the experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Super Citizen at Sunset on Citizen FM 93.7. I bet it crossed your mind. Stay connected to the Super Citizen Show as we enjoy a great radio experience on 93.7 Citizen FM Abuja. It's the full package.
Yeah, pre-weekend. Some people would have wanted that the weekend started on, Thursday, just so that there's an extra day on the weekend. But sorry, wishes are not horses. Not every beggar can ride. Right. So we have to be patient, okay? Yeah. But let's just bask in the fact that is a pre-weekend, Let's just enjoy that. You know how what's it called now? Christmas has like watch nights. Christmas Eve. We're going to call it watch night, but it's generally called Christmas Eve. So let's just say it's the eve of Christmas, okay? I think that's something to use to hold body for the meantime until the Friday itself comes. And you know what? What's more painful for me is that a lot of people join this bandwagon of thank God it's Friday, and it's not as if they use the Friday to do anything particularly. They just join the crowd to say thank God it's Friday. Okay, why exactly? Is it like you overworked yourself during the course of the week and then you're so excited and you're just loud, like, oh, thank God it's Friday. Oh, thank God it's Friday. Or because you hear people say it and you just say, okay, let me just join the queue and also say thank God it's Friday. I think people need to find more legit reasons why they thank God so loudly that it's Friday, and why a lot of people hate Mondays. Some people really don't have problems with their jobs. No. But it's so bad that even the World Guinness Book of Records had to indicate that Monday is the worst day of the week. No, it's not that bad. Some people just join bandwagon. They really don't have a reason why. They just join because people are saying, okay, thank God it's Friday. Everybody's saying thank God it's Friday. Oh, I don't like Monday blues, Monday this. I'm speaking for justice. I'm on the side of justice. I'm not ranting. I'm like, please, everybody should give each day a chance. Some people could have Tuesdays as their favorite days. Some even Wednesdays because it's midweek. Whatever, okay? For me, I think I like every day as it comes. Every day determines how I feel about it. Yeah, I think I'll put it that way. Every single day determines how I feel about it. So I could be really excited about last Friday and not even feel anything about for the forthcoming Friday. It's like that for me. You teach me how to treat you. I mean, the days of the week I'm talking about, not humans now. 5:10 p.m. Super Citizen at Sunset. Welcome one, welcome all. It is the start of the show, so let's put our hands together and celebrate it. Yeah, we're here. Okay. And as always, it's going to be interesting. From now until 7 p.m., I'll be here with you. It's a Thursday, so a few typical things here and there, like 16th of February. What is it about? What are interesting events today? What are some of the things that happened on this day in history? You know, just interesting information. We'll be telling you all of that between now and 5:30, of course. And, of course, what we've been doing here on Citizen FM all day. I'll be bringing you up to speed with all of that as well. Then at 5:30, we'll take a trip around Nigeria. So, I don't know. Everybody has been so, on and on about this naira scarcity, naira crunch, what's happening in the economy. Have we noticed the weather though? What's happening? It's February, right? I'm not even complaining right now, so don't get me wrong. I'm happy. I'm happy that the weather is really good. It's like Hamatan in February. How popular is that? How popular is that? What I know for February is that the sun should be yawning at us, like opening the mouth full wing, like and everybody should be like, oh my god, I can't walk, it's so exhausting, the sun is scorching. Those are the kind of things I typically hear for February and March of every year. But this year it seems like it feels like I'm in December. What's going on? Is it okay? Well, just an explanation. I saw a meme earlier today. Someone said this may just be God's way of alleviating our sufferings in Nigeria. I mean, everywhere is hot already. There is economic heat. There is financial heat. There is everything heat. So if the weather is hot too, it may not balance well. So please, let's just enjoy the fact that God decided to help us through the very trying times and reducing the heat, the sun. So let's be excited about that. But yeah, I think I like it. Yeah, generally speaking, I think it's a good thing that people can breathe. It's sometimes February's are like not my favorite months of the year. There are months like that. I don't like February's. But this year though, kudos to you. I don't like heat, so hi. Yeah, shout out to the month of February. You've been good so far, so I mean, why not? Why not, right? Maybe I should give you another round of applause. Yes. Okay, so let's see. What are some interesting events we're marking today? What's today's date again? 16th of February. I just said it now. That's why you should be paying attention in class. I just said it. So 16th of February. Let's see. What are some things we're marking today? It is World Anthropology Day. Factors that influence human lives, anthropology. Yeah, those are those questions in that sphere now. All right, questions in that department, so to say. Questions you should be asking on this day. Find out a bit more about anthropology, what it means, what it represents for the earth, things like that. Do you know that FAT has a day, like FAT? Yeah, FAT has a day, and it's actually Fat Day today. So I'll explain to you why it is Fat Day. It's a very, very interesting explanation. So the explanation is that you can actually cheat today. You can cheat. By cheat, I mean you can indulge in food that could make you gain a pound or two. I'm serious. If you've been on this weight journey thingy for a long time, you could just stick out this one day, snack on that chocolate or something that just, normally you would not eat. Anyway, so Fat Thursday takes place on the Thursday before Ash Wednesday in February, right before the 40-day period of Lent. So there's a fast ahead. So maybe that's why it's considered the cheat day, and it's exactly what you may be thinking. It's a time to indulge. As the lean season of Lent draws near, food becomes central to many people's thoughts. Yeah, I find it very interesting how this thing goes. I'm telling you, days you're not fasting, right? You may not even remember to eat for hours, maybe evening. You'll be like, oh my God, I really haven't had anything to eat, like really, really hard food to eat today. But days you decide to fast, 10 o'clock in the AM or even 11, your stomach is already churning. Hunger in the land. It happens like that. Anyway, so that's the explanation for Fat Thursday today. Innovation Day as well. If you want to pursue a career in technology, yeah, you could do more research on that. Find out more about it. What can you do? Almond Day, it is too. Very healthy. Yeah, powerhouses packed with goodness. Almonds I'm talking about. It's Almond Day as well. Uganda, it's a very important day. I need to say this very quickly before we move on to other parts of the show or the segments of the show. In Uganda, Archbishop Janani Lowom is celebrated on this day. The day recognizes the pivotal contributions of Archbishop Janani Lowom, who was former Archbishop of the Anglican Church of Uganda. It is widely known that he was murdered on the orders of Uganda's former president, Didi Amin. Right, the Idi Amin, because he was very vocal in his criticisms of Amin's dictatorship and, excessive show of power and force and all of that. So the story goes that he was murdered on the order of Idi Amin. Anyway, despite being gone for over 40 decades, 40 They've come again. Who are these people? They'll not allow me to just be shining in this studio. Please, you people should come and show camera what this person. Oh my God. I will call you out. I will call your name on air. Let them know who this person is. Okay, I'm nice. Let's go back to what I was saying. Bishop Janani's legacy lives on, and he is today regarded as one of the most influential leaders of the modern church in Africa. So those are some of the things we're marking today, right? Just a few of them very quickly. Now let's switch on to what we've been doing here all day on Citizen FM 93.7, Citizen Pot. A lot of things remain the same Mondays to with Wednesday, but Thursday is just a little shift, like a little jigs of things. So Monday morning Super Citizen at Sunrise started off with Izimwa, of course, and the focus today was an analysis of the president's speech. Remember how the president addressed us today, and then there was the whole reversal on 200 naira notes. It was supposed to not be legal tender anymore, but they've considered it, and they decided that okay, let's give these people soft landing just for a bit. So 200 naira, all 200 naira notes is back. It's legal tender at least until April, right? Okay. Then 500 naira notes, 1,000 naira notes, old 500 naira and 1,000 naira notes, they remain not legal tender. Yes, they remain not legal tender. Okay. Yeah. For now, it's just about 200 naira. And I'm glad MFLA has even urged bank executives to comply with president's directive. But of course, the question's still hanging in there. And what about the Supreme Court order? What about the Supreme Court directive? What happens to that? Does it mean that we should not be following Supreme Court directives? What happened to rule of law and all of those? But of course, there have been explanations on the other end, how that they've tried to explain, CBN was not exactly featured in the suit, so they said federal government and agencies, central bank did not have to, follow any directive from the Supreme Court and all of that. But we know, please, at the end of the day, let's not even muddle the waters now. What is important is that 200 naira is back in circulation. That's the old naira notes. You can use them. They remain legal tender for now. If I were you, I'll be very wise about it. And at 9, Sunny Side of Sports came your way. 10, it was Insight. 11, of course, for a bit, it was music. And then Premium Times half hour came your way. Then at 12, Perspectives. And at 1:30, we had, right after Perspective, of course, we had From the Crust of the Earth. That's a mining show that brings you everything you need to know from the world of mining. Yes, and right after that, it was Politics Now. That rounded off at 4 rather. It takes off from 3 and then rounds off at 4, and then Citizen Sports. It was 4 to 5. Then at 5, I'm here. So I've been here for the last 20 minutes. It's 5:20 p.m. I'll take a break at this time. When I come back, Today in History is coming up next, and News Roundup will be right after that.
Citizen FM Abuja. build a nation of our dreams. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dreams. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Yeah. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM, Citizen FM, Citizen FM.
p.m. Yes, the laughter in my voice, right? There's an explanation to it, but I don't know. You know how they say freedom of speech? There is freedom of speech, but you don't know what will happen right after the freedom of speech. That's where I am right now. I can't actually tell you what's making me laugh, but it's related to one of my bosses in the office. That's the most. I mean, I can't say more than that. I'm in a very tight corner. People, stay with me, Stay with me. Let's go through today in history, okay? Alrighty. So, what are some interesting events that happened on this day in history? Just a page in my history. If you follow history, you would have heard about the Cuba Fidel Castro situation that happened in 1959. So after defeating the forces of dictator General Batista at the time, Fidel Castro became premier of Cuba on this day in 1959, and he transformed the island country into the Western Hemisphere's first communist state. Kim Jong-un II, he was born on this day. Right. So you know why I'm speaking like this. I'm talking about the North Korean political leader. You don't talk about him with any less energy. I think I played too much. I know. Sorry. Okay, so the British TV broadcasters, BBC and ITV, they ended a post-war policy in which there was no programming between 6 and 7 p.m., known as the toddler's truce. So the break was designed to help parents to put their children to bed between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. But you know that post-war policy ended in 1957 on this day in history. A lot has happened, Sha. Like, they'll be shut down on broadcasting just for parents to be able to put their children to sleep so that they can return to broadcasting at 7 p.m. Anyway, yeah, that happened. President Cyril Ramaphosa, he delivered the State of the Nation address on this day in 2018. That's 16th of February 2018. Very prominent leaders were arrested on this day in Uganda. Remember, we just looked at the Archbishop from Uganda, that we still celebrate his life and his works in Uganda. Well, he wasn't the only one. It was not the only situation that happened on this day in history. On this day, a lot of prominent leaders were arrested, and they were said to have been killed while under arrest for sedition and arms smuggling. And all of that happened in 1977. People, all right, let's take a break, and when we come back, it'll be time for news roundup. We'll take a trip around Nigeria. Let's see what's in the news at this time.
In line with our mission for development journalism, Citizen FM 93.7 presents Citizen Speaks. Citizen Speaks is a program that serves as a platform where the government meets the governed. It is a general purpose hourly interactive program which focuses on the key sectors of the Nigerian state, including the economy, governance, security, religion, socials, transportation, health, military-civil relationships, intercultural relationships, and humanitarian services. Join us every Tuesday at 2 p.m. for Citizen Speaks and interacts with policymakers, technocrats, public servants, corporate individuals, members of the Federal Executive Council, heads of public institutions, and other issues affecting their well-being and nation building. Don't miss Citizen Speaks, only on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja. It promises to be a listener's delight.
Alrighty. "5:31 p.m. and it's Super Citizen at Sunset. Right. What's the time? 5:31. So you know what that means, right? Yeah. Time to take a trip around Nigeria. What's happening in the news right now? And of course, you can already tell because the Naira situation, president addressing the country today, what the CBN has done so far, what Nigerians are saying so far. But of course, let's not forget other things that are happening, okay? We know we need to stay alive. We need to be able to purchase essential commodities and all of that. But there's other things going on. Oh. Let's not forget those. I will, as much as possible, touch on those. But before then, so I got this message. Patrick. He says, good evening. You remember when I was talking today in history and I mentioned the birthday of the North Korean leader? Kim Jong-un. And I said, I know I played too much. Yeah, I know, right? Anyway, he was born on this day. And I was basically just telling you what's up. But Patrick thought I was cruising. He said, if not like the way you sound, the president of North Korea, they talk. Everybody for North Korea don't disappear. Really, see, it's not even about the way he talks. Have you seen him? Have you read some of the policies? Have you felt him even on TV when this man is addressing? Have you? Oh God. I don't even need to explain further, but I know that it is even if it's about the way he sounds, everybody can deal with that now. But have you felt his energy though? His energy just makes you to talk about him with a certain sense of, I don't know if it's reverence or fear or action. I don't know. It just happened. So take it as it is. Alrighty, people. So the president addressed us today. President Muhammadu Buhari. 7 a.m. today. He said, let me reassure Nigerians that strengthening our economy, enhancing security and blockage of leakages associated with illicit financial flows remain top priority of our administration. And I shall remain committed to my oath of protecting and advancing the interest of Nigerians and the nation at all times. In the last quarter of 2022, I authorized the Central Bank of Nigeria to redesign the 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira Nigerian banknotes. For a smooth transition, I similarly approved that the redesigned banknotes should circulate concurrently with the old banknotes until January 31, 2023, before the old notes cease to be legal tender. During the extended phase of the deadline for currency swap, that was, from January 31 to February 10, there was an extension. I returned. He says, I listened to invaluable pieces of advice from well-meaning citizens and institutions across the nation. I similarly consulted widely with representatives of the state governors as well as the Council of State. Above all, as an administration that represents the rule of law, I have also noted that the subject matter is before the courts of our land and some pronouncements have been made. Okay, sorry, I pause. I found this really interesting, how the president just said it. And some pronouncements have been made. It is the Supreme Court directive that we're talking about. Yes. That's some pronouncements that were made. I continue. He says, to further ease the supply pressures, particularly to our citizens, I have given approval to the CBN that the old 200 naira notes be released back into circulation and that it should be used and be allowed to circulate as legal tender with the new 200 naira, 500 naira, 1,000 naira banknotes for 60 days from February 10 to April 10, 2023, when the old 200 naira notes will cease to be legal tender. Okay? Just one last paragraph before we continue. He says, in line with Section 20, Sub 3 of the CBN Act 2007, all existing old 1,000 naira and 500 naira notes remain redeemable at the CBN. Okay, get it, not commercial banks, at the central bank and designated points. I admonish every citizen to strive harder to make their deposits by taking advantage of the platforms and windows being provided by the central bank. That was earlier today, right? A few hours later, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, was seen at the presidential villa, right? He said he was there to meet with the leadership of at least 15 commercial. He said he had met, rather, he was there to meet, not the president, of course. What was the explanation again? Remind me. Oh, yeah, he was there for a separate assignment. Yeah, that's how he put it. He said he was at the State House in Abuja for a separate assignment, not with the president. But there, he addressed correspondents and he said that he had met with the leadership of at least 15 commercial banks since the president gave the directive on the new Naira policy. That is that 200 Naira, the old 200 Naira be in circulation until April 2023. So he said that following that meeting, it will soon be as popular as it used to be. That's at least old 200 Naira notes. Of course, Nigerians have reacted, and I've seen a couple of them, social media, news platforms, mainstream media, on television, even on radio. I've listened to a couple of them speak on the matter. And, I like it that every time we want to vex, anytime we want to really burst, we are reminded why exactly the CBN, took up this venture in the first place, why they decided to take this route. Even though, of course, we know that a lot of people are suffering at this time. The suffering cannot even be measured. In fact, the central bank at some point said they did not foresee this level of the consequence of that policy, of the new policy. Anyway, the central bank governor continues. He said the meeting with the bank executives earlier today was to ensure an ample supply of the old 200 Naira notes to alleviate the sufferings of Nigerians. And before you know it, according to him, and I'm hoping that it's not the same projection that led us here in the first place. It sounded really good on paper before this phase-out policy became a thing, and then we see how it has really affected the economy negatively. I don't know if you saw the report of the inflation yesterday that was released. They said in the face of cash crunch, we're recording inflation about 21 point something percent. I'm trying to remember very clearly now. We've seen the effect. We've seen across the nation how simple demonstrations have become violent attacks on banks. People are really angry. Yes, of course, don't forget that some people have even tried to explain that some of these attacks are masterminded. Some people paid some people to do these things so that it would seem as though the people are so angry that they are carrying out these attacks on bank branches across Nigeria and even on bankers themselves. Different explanations would stem from different points. But what we know for fact is that the CBN is saying that they're doing everything that they can to ensure that this suffering is alleviated as soon as possible. And this soon as possible should be like yesterday, because my God, there is no explanation for what we're suffering right now, because we did not commit any offense. The only thing we did was to be good Nigerians. They said, bring your money to the bank. A lot of people took their money to the bank, so they did not have cash. And even those who had cash, they said, let's just see what will happen. Let's just see what will happen. And I remember I said it here on the station, on Citizen FM 93.7, during the build-up to the big day where it will be announced officially, that's January 31, that it was not going to be legal tender anymore. Before the extension itself, I said it here that don't dare the CBN. If you have these monies, ensure you take them to the banks. But here we are, a few weeks later, we are counting our losses and hoping that the best actually stares us in the face. We need to encounter that best, the intended best, what was intended from the start. We need to experience this firsthand. Anyway, so that's the update on the Naira situation. Yeah, we're still hoping that the better days, as I said, are really ahead. Okay, and as I said, there are other things happening in the country. We seem to be so, lost in this whole Naira scarcity situation, how that a lot of people are suffering. And yes, we cannot even invalidate people's emotions at this time. No, it is not okay to invalidate people's emotions, because people need to get to work. Guess what? A lot of people are losing their jobs during this period because they cannot transport themselves from home to work. And some of these bosses are not even ready to understand because it's business. If you're not at work, who will do your job? The business will not run itself, So people are losing their jobs. They cannot report to work. Bosses are firing them, employing new hands who they think will be able to do the job. Some businesses are even suffering beyond people not being able to report to work. Some businesses are suffering in themselves. Have you tried to take a census of, people who do petty businesses around you? How market in the last couple of weeks? How market? Food vendors, my God. Food vendors who don't have POS. Food vendors who cannot, who have not embraced the cashless policy before now. It's not been funny for them at all. And even people who sell perishables, people who cannot receive transfers, because we know what the situation has been in the last couple of months, where people even try to transfer money from their banks to some vendors. It's been excruciatingly painful. But of course, again, I say it, and I say it with a lot of faith, that the better days ahead will really come to bear. So to other matters, NECO has recorded a rise in malpractice, and they are blacklisting some supervisors. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I missed that call. Call me again, 0903 22 29 797. 0903 22 29 797. You want to be a part of the conversation? Yes, you can also send in your thoughts via WhatsApp. Don't forget that. You can send in your thoughts via WhatsApp. The numbers you can send your WhatsApp message to is 0818 22 22 205. Again, 0818 22 22 205. And yes, you can also call that line, right? It's open for calls and for WhatsApp messages. Or you can also call 0808 22 22 037. 0808 22 22 037. Didi! I like the way people scream my name on WhatsApp. When you send a message, are you angry? Sorry now. Didi, why are you not picking my calls? Are you for the government? No. Wait. Hold on. I don't know if it's cruise. I don't know if you're joking, but no, nobody's taking sides with anybody, okay? Our job is to bring the news to you as they unfold, okay? There are no sides to be taken. No, let's not even dwell on that, all right? Yeah, moving on now. So he's saying, are you for the government? No, I'm not. No, I'm not for anybody. I'm not for anybody. I'm for everybody. Does that work? Yeah, that should do for now. Okay. Okay. So Simon sent in a message. Simon said, the idea of this of 200 naira being in circulation again, why are we going back and forth with it? If they say the policy should be scrapped, is it scrapped or scrapped? Okay, I want to believe it's scrapped, you're trying to say. If they say the policy should be scrapped, let it be scrapped. We have suffered enough. It's just a little longer. Let's suffer and see the end of the suffering. Okay. I don't want to give an opinion on that. That's Simon's opinion. Thank you, Simon. Okay. What's your name now? Deleti. All right. Deleti from Maraba is sending his message saying the POS operatives in my area, none of them has opened shop since, so there is no money in the land. Oh, what are we going to do? Oh, this is me answering. Sorry, oh. Let's just be a little patient. Oh, in hopes that everything will be fine at the end of the day. This is a little longer. This new directive from the president just came in this morning now, Abi. And sometimes these things take time. Let's just give it a bit. I want to believe that before Monday, yeah, that's next week. Normally Tuesday, we should be able to, have a grasp of what is going on and have a better economy running. I'm just hoping, right? This is us just hoping for the best. 0903 22 29 797 is one of the numbers you can call. 0903 22 29 797. And you can also call 0808 22 22 037. And our WhatsApp is open. You can send your messages to 0818 22 22 205. Talking about that information from NECO. I was talking about it. NECO has said that there has been an increase in the number of malpractice cases that they recorded in the 2022 External Senior School Certificate Examination. According to the registrar, he said 11,419 cases of malpractices were recorded during the examination. What caught my interest is the 419. It's actually 11,419 cases. Yeah, 11,419 cases of malpractices recorded during this 2022 SSC external exams. The results were released very recently. He also stated that 4 supervisors were blacklisted for engaging in malpractices against the rules of the council in conducting examinations. You see, this is the part that just catches my attention every single time. And that's why some people like to write exams in, what do they call them? Miracle centers, quote and unquote. You particularly go to some remote areas to write exams because some supervisors actually encourage students who are writing exams to do malpractices. They help them, they tell them to pay, and then they help them to do malpractices. And I'm glad that NECO is making this move of blacklisting some supervisors for engaging in malpractices against the rules of the council. Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, my name is Patrick.
It's you that was attacking me now, Abby.
Yes.
He said yes, so. He didn't even deny it.
Why would I deny it? Only the man standing in the TV, he would shake.
Right? Exactly. You get me.
That feeling.
You get me.
I thought about the people in the country. I will recall a fee.
Exactly.
Yeah, Didi.
Right.
I'm talking about NECO.
Mm-hmm.
The report that you just read that concerning NECO.
Mm-hmm.
You see, this is not the first time now. NECO know that this thing has been happening. But the question here is this: what have they done about it?
At least they are blacklisting supervisors now.
Apart from blacklisting, what will they do after this one? What will they do to prevent it? Because I think this year, another to prevent or stop will still occur. I mean, in so many centers. The way you just rightly said that there are places they call miracle centers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a wake-up call for them as agency.
English we're talking about.
And if they tell you how much those students they pay these supervisors, they cash out. They cash out illegally.
And it's not
most
good.
Most schools they encourage them. Principals they even say make the student pay.
That's exactly. Why not?
No.
Okay, you're done with the software. You say?
I'm shy.
Come on, be going. Come on, be going. Thank you for calling, my brother. Alrighty. So you got that right. Yeah, NECO registrar said that Maths and English languages recorded the highest number of malpractices cases. And for me, when I saw that story, I'm like, what? Okay, let's move on, right? Yeah, let's move on. Oh my God, 550. And Nanatawe says, okay, Borno gives free drugs in public hospitals. Borno gives free drugs in public hospitals. State owing NECO 3 billion naira.